Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video, and today we're going back to hip hop and we're going to be reacting to an artist called G-Mo Skee. So, not knowing anything about him, never even heard of him, I decided to do a little bit of research as I usually do, and I had to fish around for bloody ages to find anything. Took me quite a while to find anything of actual substance and use, but what I came up with was G-Mo Skee was born Jaron Johnson in Richmond, California. He adopted his stage name G-Mo from a childhood nickname Geronimo. Can kind of see that? Makes sense. His style, which is known as filth, is described as a mix of twisted, Esham and early era Eminem. Now, I like Eminem. I've heard of Twisted. I believe they are friends with Insane Clown Posse. I don't know who Esham is. Anyway, he released his own mixtape entitled Got Filth in 2011 after debuting the track Shit Bowl in 2010. And that's pretty much all I could find about him. Given the name of that debut track, I can sort of see where this is going, especially if his musical style is known as filth. The track we're going to listen to is a track called G, simply G. Now, I'm just going by guess here, as is the norm for most hip-hop artists. This is possibly a song where he's bigging himself up, talking about how great he is. I mean, I do also know that in certain circles of hip-hop, a G is a slang term for a gangster person, but given that his name is G-Mo, I'm going to take it that the G possibly is referring to himself. But anyway, this remains to be seen. So what I'll do, I'll just get straight on with it. I'll put a link to the original video in the description below as usual. So I think we'll just get into it. So we've got G by G-Mo Skee.
Here goes.
The taste of puppy chuck wagon. It's enough to bring puppies running. They love puppy chuck wagon's crunchy rings, meat.
G. G. G.
The pussy drinking Jaeger, ashing blunts in his mom's cunt while she's in labor. A premature crack baby slash freak of nature, born with deformity, so they stored me in the incubator. It's gay business, I gay bash the gay fishes. Hate women, put them in the furnace and make skank biscuits. Twisted brain, these niggas thinking this shit's a game till they see my house in the human decomposition stains. I never been the nigga to ignore a feud. You don't wanna beef with this particular sort of dude. I don't think you have the testicular fortitude. Get your organs moved to the fridge where I store the food. And I only fuck with schizophrenic bitches that'll slit they wrists if I left. I tell that heifer split it. Matter of fact, I recommend it. That's the best decision. Life sucks and I would be an asshole to let you live it. Now who that nigga ripping you and your crew? G. Who make the nut house do what it do? G. Now who could break a bitch's pockets and purse? The most sadistic and twisted nigga that's walking the earth. G. Now who can make you fucking puke in your soup? G. Who make a mass murder shooting look cute? G. Now who can make you fucking strangle a hoe and dangle her out of the window so the neighbors will know? Now how many?
Well, I can see straight off the bat why his particular style is called filth. I mean, straight from the get-go, he's throwing out profanity like you would not believe. And from what I've heard so far, he is indeed singing about himself and how he's so great. I mean, the first line of the song is how many N-word, came out drinking Jaeger. So he's basically saying, he was born hardcore, he came out drinking Jägermeister, he's hardcore straight from the get-go. He was better than everybody the moment he was born, basically. He basically then goes on saying, I hate women, put them in the furnace and make skank biscuits, twisted brain these N-words, think it's a game till they see my house and the human decomposition stinks. I've never been an N-word to ignore a feud. So, yeah, he's basically saying, he's basically saying that he's a horrible person, but he's better than everybody else. And he goes on, like, you don't want beef with this particular sort of dude. I don't think you've got the testicular fortitude. So it's like, you don't want to have any, you don't want to come at me, you don't want to argue with me, you don't want to square off against me because I don't think you've got the balls to do it anyway. So it's pretty much what I expected of, bigging himself up, trying to make himself sound awesome. And I've mentioned this before. I don't particularly like these kind of songs. I do like some hip hop, but he's gone a bit over the top when it comes to the shock factor of it. He's gone a little bit too far for my liking. Because don't get me wrong. I like Eminem, but all of his songs are done intentionally with sort of, taken with a pinch of salt, and he makes it obvious in the lyrics that he is joking and messing about. And this one is not so much, he's not so much making the fact that, he's taking the out of himself and stuff like that. I don't know, I think it's a little bit too much. Obviously he is trying to be funny given the video, because he's like doing a parody of Family Feud, being Ski Harvey instead of Steve Harvey. So obviously he is trying to be funny. He's trying to put an amusing spin on the song, but it doesn't come across in the lyrics as much as it would do with an artist like Eminem. We'll carry on, see where this goes.
Whatever he rapping on, with more tracks than a fucking heroin addict's arm. Songs get shat upon, dick bigger than Omega Shinron. So your mama tried to gather my Dragon Ball. She nasty dog. Ask them niggas in the psychiatric ward. G-Mo got them bouncing off the walls and the padded floor. I give them medication that they never had before. Under the counter drugs, they couldn't find them at the store. I still got the midget army marching. All my fans go to jail for flipping cars and arson. You never met an artist with more of a cold fan base. They get down, fuck around and get a grown man raped. This the type of music you can kick somebody's ass to. The type of music Brenda threw her baby in the trash too. The type of music bitches get sexually harassed to. The type of music terrorists burn American flags to. Who looking for another human to shoot? G. Who's sitting in the courtroom in a suit? G. Now who can make you take some acid and drive? Swerve into the wrong lane and kill a family of 5. G. Who makes 151 proof with the juice? G. Who threw a fucking GameCube from the roof? G. Now who can make you slap a teacher in class? Jump up out your fucking seat and start beating her ass? G. How many niggas spit it so raw? When a nigga do it, you could probably get salmonella if you listen to it. Make you take a bath when you finish with the music. Killing trannies and fags for a sick amusement. Nigga, we ain't the same breed of MC at all. If Trump builds a wall, I hope it's between me and y'all. This ain't my final form. Watch G-Mo Skee evolve into a 10-foot tall mythical wildebeest with claws.
Now, as the song progressed, he seems to be making more of a parody of himself in the song, and perhaps he's also suggesting, like, it could also be suggesting, given some of the things I'm reading here, that he's digging at fans of the music and the genre for you know, listening to the music, then committing crimes, and then blaming it on him and the music, similar to what Eminem went through himself. You know, everybody's like, oh, Eminem made me do it, Eminem's music made me commit a crime, and, you know, perhaps this is a similar sort of thing. Because he says that all my fans go to jail for flipping cars and arson. You never met an artist with more of a cold fan base. They get down, f*** around, and get a grown man raped. This is the type of music you can kick somebody's ass to. The type of music Brenda threw a baby in the trash to. The type of music get sexually harassed to. The type of music terrorists burn American flags to. So, you know, that first line, that all my fans go to jail for flipping cars and arson. So he's basically saying, like, his entire fan base is basically criminals. You know, he's saying, like, all my fans go to jail for flipping cars and arson. So they've all, you know, been arrested for, like, burning down buildings or stealing cars and then selling them to chop shops and whatever. So, you know, I'm not entirely sure where he's going with this song, because sometimes it sounds like he's, like, digging at his fans. Other times it makes it, you know, he sounds like he's proud of the fact that all these people are doing these things. I'm not sure where he's going with it. The strange thing is, though, as you know, I don't so much like the song itself. The music's quite good. It's got a nice sort of bounce and good sort of rhythm to it, and I like his flow. I like his voice. You know, he's presenting the song really, really well. I just don't like what the song is saying. So I'm not sure. We'll carry on. I don't imagine there's very much of the song left, but we'll see what happens.
Your ass home, cause at night I'm lurking. I light a person on fire and watch him die a virgin. I rape bitches and murk them inside a white Suburban. I'm writing verses and they pissing off entire churches. So if you trying to get your buzz up with a diss, hold hands and jump off the Bay Bridge with your click. And if you see my niggas driving through where you live, tuck your motherfucking chain in like Bruce Jenner's dick. Now who that nigga took a deuce on your stoop?
G,
Who make the juggalos do what it do?
G,
Who got the fill spraying quickest to clap? Making pussy ass niggas scared to listen to rap.
G,
Who killing everything that move in the booth?
G,
Who got that nigga Vinny Paz in cahoots?
G,
Who kicked the wicked shit, graphic and deadly? Got the kids buying fucking furry hats and machetes, nigga.
G, 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 G.
Want to give your puppy great taste?
Let the weight out of the bag.
Puppy Chuck Wagon. It brings puppies running.
There you go. That was G by G-Mo Skee. The more I think about it, the more I think he's talking about how rap artists get blamed for violence and stuff like that. No, because he's making all these references like who's killing everything that move in the booth? G. Who's got that N word? Vinny Paz in cahoots? G. But as I understand it, that's because he did a track with Vinny Paz. But you know, on the hook there, every time it's always like, who made this happen? I did. Who made that happen? I did. You know, it could possibly be suggesting the fact that everybody always blames artists for the reason they're committing crimes. But as I said before, I don't really much care for the actual song itself, but the music and his vocal style I do quite like. And this is one thing I find hilarious, is that this song itself is it's incredibly violent, it's incredibly graphic. There are there's several references to murder, to rape, domestic violence, all that sort of stuff. It's really quite a violent song. And the thing I find hilarious is the fact that heavy metal, is often looked at to be the aggressive, violent music. Everybody goes like, you listen to heavy metal music, so you must be sacrificing people. You go out raping virgins and stuff like that, and you're very hard pressed to find any heavy metal song that will make any reference to that. There might be some that do say it, but very, very few. But the text in this, the content in this track is something I hear a lot in hip-hop music. They're always talking about bitches and hoes and, slapping a bitch, or, popping caps in asses and, drive-bys and, basically talking about murder and abusing women, beating people up or shooting somebody because they're in a different posse or whatever, And they say that metal is a more aggressive one. They say that metal is most responsible for kids going and shooting up schools. And I mean, he even makes light of that in this song, kids going into schools and shooting people up. He makes light of it in this song. But you don't see that sort of stuff in metal music, yet metal music always gets the bad reputation for being the cause of violence. It makes no sense to me. I would be interested in hearing some more of his stuff, but if it's like this, I'd be hard pressed to say I'd enjoy it. Because, I mean, like I say, whilst I did enjoy the beat, I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed his style of singing, I just don't like his style of lyrics very much, because it's unnecessary. But anyway, I'll leave that as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a song for me to react to, then please do so by all means. Drop me a comment in the comment section below, or you can message me on my Instagram or my Facebook. The links to those are in the description below as well. If you have suggested a song and it hasn't come up yet, rest assured it is coming. I get suggested dozens of songs every single day. And I write down every single one of them, add them to my list, so the list expands quicker than I can record them. So they're on my list, they will get recorded eventually. I do write down every single one, so it will get done eventually. It just might take a while to get to it. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity that are dedicated to trying putting an end to hate crimes. Whether you're into alternative music, whether you are transgender, if you identify as a different gender, if you have a different sexual preference, if you have a different religion, even, whatever it is, nobody should be bullied, persecuted, or attacked for the way that they lead their life. As long as you're leading your life is within the confines of the law, as long as what you're doing is not illegal, nobody has the right to tell you how to live your life. Everybody's an individual. Nobody has the right to persecute you or attack you because you don't fit into what they deem to be normal. And this is the sort of thing that the Sophie Lancaster Foundation wants to put an end to. Is because, all too often people are getting attacked. I've been attacked on numerous occasions because I listen to heavy metal music, because I've got long hair, because I wear a leather jacket, because I've got a face full of piercings. I've been beaten up God knows how many times just because of that. I didn't even know these people. They just attacked me just because they didn't like the fact that I listen to alternative music. And there's no need for it. It doesn't make you big, it doesn't make you clever, and there's no purpose to it. I don't go around beating up people that have got caps on backwards and their trousers hanging down around their knees and stuff like that, because it's none of my business. If that's how they want to dress, if that's what they want to do, who am I to judge them? So anyway, yeah, if you want to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there's a link in the description below. If go over there and find out what they're all about, and if you can, show them a bit of support, and that'll be fantastic. So charity that is very close to my heart, because I do know many people that have been attacked just because of, you know, just because they don't fit into societal norms. So yeah, anyway, we'll leave that as it is. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Life sucks and I would be an asshole to let you live it. Now who that nigga ripping you and your crew? G. Who make the nut house do what it do? G. Now who could break a bitch's pockets and purse? The most sadistic and twisted nigga that's walking the earth. G. Now who can make you fucking puke in your soup? G. Who make a mass murder shooting